All right, let's see if we can help you out here with how I kind of did the vinyl. It's just going to be kind of real quick. It's really, this is just going to be a stock light. So it's going to be a little bit different because my marker light actually comes out here and it's really easy to see marks. So you may actually just need to, whether you make a mark on something, cut a piece of cardboard, measure down to where you want it to go, and then that'll be your reference point. Same thing kind of over here. You might be able to use one of these little indentations on the inside housing, where you can come from the body line to the inside housing and then over to a mark and then angle it down just to make it look good. The actual reference points that you're going to use are just going to be what you decide looks good. This mostly is the knifeless tape I've already used. It's kind of already mostly gone, but let's see if we can show you kind of how it works here. So what I did, so same thing, let's just say, and leave a little bit off the edge. So let's just say I want to leave a little bit here. The reason why I want to leave a little bit off the edge is that's actually how you're going to get the thread out through the tape there. So you're just going to kind of lay out a line. Don't worry about the kinks so much. You just want to make sure kind of your line that you're doing is what you're looking for. So let's say we kind of go to where the headlight is, and we're just going to angle it down. You know, with tape, all you're doing is laying out your mark. Just going to go over there, take our knife, we're going to cut our tape. When you get to where it wants to be. Once you have that, just kind of make sure it's pressed down. Go. Go. All right, then we're just going to take our vinyl. This is just some leftover vinyl here. Just going to make sure that where you want it is going to cover where you're at. The key to vinyl is be patient. The warmer it is, the easier it's going to be. Just make sure your hands are dirt-free, there's not any dust floating around, because if there is, what's going to happen is it's going to get underneath the vinyl and you're going to see it. It's going to come through like dimples. If your vinyl does stick to itself, you can unstick it. Vinyl is pretty forgiving, but let's just say we're going to put it a little lower than where it is. I kind of like to start at the bottom. I can already tell this piece of vinyl is just a scrap, so it's not, well, let's see here. Actually, I can still try and move it over a little bit. The thing about vinyl is it is a little bit forgiving, and the other nice thing about the tape is what laid out my line. So I don't have to worry about getting it on there and then messing it up too much. Now on a warm day, when you have heat, the vinyl is going to stretch, so it's going to want to work with you. If it's cold, you're going to need like a heat gun or so. With something this small, it's only got one curve, you can probably get away without any of the heat. So what you want to do is just keep it kind of tight. And if you have a squeegee, you can do it without, but I got one with the kit. You're just going to want to smooth everything out so that there's no air bubbles underneath. If you get some air bubbles underneath, don't worry, you can kind of lift it up. Since this is just a matte, it's nothing too fancy. You're not going to have to worry about fingerprints. It's not see-through like some of the vinyl that like I've used on headlights. You're just kind of going with the shape. Some of the hardest parts are where the curves are. But you just keep a little bit of pressure. And this is harder to do because it's not mounted on anything. You're just going to want to slowly work out like where the creases were. And then when it's warm, it's a lot easier because the vinyl will stretch, so you're not going to have creases. I'm doing this just kind of show you can do it without a heat gun. You can do it on a regular day. It doesn't have to be hot, but the warmer it is, the easier your vinyl is going to lay down. The one thing you do want to be a little worried, or not worried, is if you're putting the vinyl down, like let's say you go to future projects and it starts to crease, and you heat it up and stretch it, the creases will come out. But if you're continuing on, it's going to cause a problem because it's going to be even harder to get it to conform since it's already pre-stretched. But this is a great place to start because it's something very small. So let's say we kind of got the shape down. You can kind of see there's a wrinkle here, or maybe you can't, but either way, there's a wrinkle here, but it's below where my tape line is. Which means that that part's going to get cut off and you can smooth out any minor imperfections later. Now when you're on the body line, it's a lot easier with the tape. That's why we left a little bit here. I'm going to see if I can make it happen anyway, because you fold it over on itself. And then when you pull it, it's supposed to, there you go, the string's going to pop out. Now at the edge, you do want to hold it, and you want to hold a pretty sharp angle as you pull. Just do it real gradually and you'll see that it's like dental floss. And what it's doing is it's just coming right through the vinyl. Cutting at the same time, I like to just put a little pressure where the corner is. And you just keep coming down. And voila. So what happens now is we remove the bottom piece of vinyl that we just cut. Now you'll have another piece of that green tape that's underneath. So you're just going to take the end again and you're just going to pull it out from underneath the vinyl here. It looks like the first part didn't come off, but that's okay. So we'll remove the bottom. Okay. And we'll remove the rest of the green tape. Just going to pull it underneath. Don't worry, it's going to lift it up just a little bit. There you go. And you can come back and smooth it up. There we are. Now you're not going to want to wash your vehicle for at least 2 days. Give some time to just adhere. And then if you have a really sharp knife, all I did is I left a little bit more on top. So when you're working on it, you're just going to heat this up. And this is where you can do a little bit of learning about how the vinyl works. But if not, you just cut right behind the light part that'll be under the hood. If you do that, your hood will cover the other portion. Then you can just push down top. And once again, if you've already done this once, then you can come back and do it again and get a little bit better if you're not happy with it. But pretty much that's how you add a little attitude to your headlight. I hope it lets me upload this. I hope it works. Hope it helps.